masterpiece that is X2.
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 This actually...
Right there.
Hold on. This was the first of many sequels which were better than the original.
Right. Spider-Man 2 came after this.
Up until this point, I don't think I've ever sat there and said sequel is better than the original.
Yeah.
There's a lot that is perfect about this movie. It's just, in my opinion, this is more perfect. Perfecter. Perfectamundo.
Perfectamundo.
That's the phrase I'm going with.
Perfectamundo.
Perfectamundo. And, I mean, try and talk me out of it. You know what I mean? It is just awesome. I'm going to let you start.
Okay, so each X-Men movie kind of starts with like a bunch of segments of like clips of characters and stuff. This one kicks off with the introduction of newcomer Nightcrawler.
Is he called Nightcrawler at this point?
No, he's just called... Well...
He's...
But in the Munich circus, they call me the Incredible Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I know.
I love how like into it he gets.
I know.
When he introduces himself.
Oh man, see, that opening sequence though, in the White House.
Oh man,
with him.
The way that was shot.
So, one of the reasons why I was excited was because I hadn't seen this in quite some time. I immediately, within minutes, I literally went like this. I forgot how fucking awesome this movie was. And I just watched that opening sequence.
Yeah.
But I watched it like, oh yeah, that's right. Because, so, visually he's a bit different than any depiction of Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Okay. We know why.
He doesn't have a costume. I mean, this is a very real world X-Men. Yeah.
He's a bum. He's living off... he's living in a fucking church.
He's got every sin ever carved onto his body.
I didn't like that. I still don't like that.
Yeah.
I love that they kept the fact that he is religious.
Very religious, yeah.
Like, very religious, okay? I didn't like the religious scarring. Mm-hmm. Hated that. And I still hate that. Same thing I said with Hellboy. I didn't like that they did all those weird markings on him.
Yeah.
Didn't like that. But, Alan Cummings, perfect. Perfect choice to play a German acrobat demon/mutant, but also the whole sequence is awesome.
Yeah. It
starts off, we're, going through a tour, we introduce him, we see that he's blue, we see that he doesn't wear shoes because he's got little, cloven feet?
Yeah, he's got the big two toes there.
Yeah, big two toes.
Big two toes.
And, so it starts off like, oh, you can't be here type of thing, that kind of thing, and then all of a sudden he bamps for the first time. And it sounds like a bamf.
It sounds like a bamf, but it's not just like a flash like in the comics. There's like this smoke to it.
Well, no, it's not a flash in the comic books. It's always that dark purple, black smoke.
But it always looks like to me, it always looked like a bit of a flash. Like it never looked like, in this.
The way they stylized the bamf is incredible.
Like in this, like he disappears and it's still lingering in the air.
Yeah,
like
yeah. See, that's how I pictured in the comic books because they almost do it almost like an explosion.
Yeah.
But... yeah,
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It looks like an explosion.
Yeah, whereas this, it actually kind of looks like he's leaving a bit.
Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah.
So they do that, and they tease a little bit of what they're going to do. Like, he's jumping between, and you're just like, oh, this is awesome, this is awesome. And then, one of the best fight scenes that I've seen in a superhero movie is when he's taking them all on, and he's bamping in between them, he's dodging bullets.
Off the roof.
He's off the roof, it's all these different angles.
Yeah.
And then he comes into the White House, on top of the actual president, uses his tail to pull the knife out. I was like, oh, holy shit. And I'm like, he's under some sort of mind control. He's under something, because it's Nightcrawler. He would never do this, And then he gets shot, and then he just bamps out of there.
Yeah.
And then it's, what is it, Liberate Mutants or Free Mutants? I just watched this the other day.
Yeah, I did too.
Free Mutants Now.
Free Mutants Now.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like between the openings that we talked about in X-Men, how do they top it? They fucking crack it out of the park. That's how they top it. They introduce a new character in one of the most badass ways possible.
Yeah.
Like, I would say this is a way more badass opening or introduction than Wolverine got in the first movie.
Oh, absolutely.
This was so good.
It's like, this is...
It felt like Nightcrawler, even though you knew he was under some sort of mind control. He wasn't doing what he wanted to do. You knew that, but you still were like, oh, that's Nightcrawler. That is fucking Nightcrawler. And I love how that story actually ties into the rest of the movie, just like in the first one. It starts off small, branches out, but it's all connected.
Yep.
And the cinematography, this is one thing, like, I honestly, like, it actually kind of saddens me that Bryan Singer is allegedly what they're...
A slime ball?
Yeah. Allegedly, like Kevin Spacey, just a casting couch for young boys.
Yeah.
And I actually...
But then it make, like...
Can I say allegedly? If it's... I mean, I think I have to say allegedly, because it's not really been proven.
I mean, people have been saying it, but yeah, there's no proof.
But, yeah, but
I mean...
That was one of those where, like...
Once more than one comes forward with that kind of shit, you're just like...
Well, he got hit with it years ago. Years ago, it came up, and then they just kind of, like, swooped it under.
Yeah.
And then... But now, like, obviously, they can't. They can't. So, I mean, it's heartbreaking, because I love a lot of his movies.
You know what? Yeah.
And it's...
But that's what... I forget who said that once, but, like, you have to sometimes separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
And
this is a clear-cut case.
He's a piece of shit. Oh, I think it was actually someone talking about Kevin Spacey. I think Judi Dench was talking about Kevin Spacey.
That's very true.
She said, you can't disregard the work that he has done.
And that's true. That's very true. And that actually
been in some of the greatest films ever made.
That might be how I can actually rewatch Chris Benoit matches again.
Yeah. Because
that's been the hardest for me. I have not been able to watch a full match because of it. That crushed me.
I watched his championship where he won the championship at WrestleMania last year. I rewatched it. And it was weird, but at the end of it, like, it was really weird when his family was in the ring with him, too.
Yeah.
Just to know that, like, 2 years from...
Yeah.
Because about 2 years,
short,
right?
Yeah, short amount of time later.
Like, it wasn't that long. Just to think, like, 2 years after that, oh, man.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, so yeah, you're right. You do have to separate it, but because like I'm watching that sequence and I'm going, that's expertly shot. But everything in this movie, like, so X-Men is expertly shot. This is expertly shot like a way.
I mean that. Yeah, I mean
grander scale.
I guess we could give some credit to
cinematographer
Newton Thomas Sigel, director of photography.
Yep.
So. That's the man with the eye right there, right?
That's true.
So
the direction is on point.
It is absolutely.
My only, and we touched upon this in X-Men. My only major gripe with this movie is how quickly they take Cyclops off the board.
Right.
I understand taking Professor X off the board. I get that part. Because that's vital to the plot. But you take Cyclops off the board to only have that one more time good X-Men against X-Men. You know what I mean? So you had it with Wolverine versus Wolverine, Mystique in the first one, but now you actually have Cyclops versus Jean Grey. Visually looked amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. It's just one of those, like, fuck off.
Yeah, but, like, it was one of those things, too, like, Magneto and Mystique could have taken him.
Yep.
They could have left Cyclops Man and just took Professor X.
That's right. Exactly. That's what I mean.
When Magneto and Mystique saved the Blackbird in the jungle or forest later on, Cyclops was with them.
Exactly. Like, that would have been fine. Like, and then that could have been, like, the uniting force. You know, like, I have no problems with them having Wolverine as the figurehead, so to speak.
Yeah.
He's the most popular fucking X-Men.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Okay? But at the same time, you have established that he's a longtime loner. But now you're going to have him slot in seamlessly into the X-Men. Because keep in mind, he had one major mission with them in X-Men.
Yep.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Then he comes back, and even everyone's kind of joking, like, oh, yeah, how long this time? You know? I mean, the sequences where he's there are great because it's furthering the world and furthering the character building. They've established that Bobby Drake and Rogue are actually dating.
They're a couple now.
You know?
Yeah.
And I love that Bobby Drake tries to fucking mean mug him, frees his hand a bit, and he's just like, okay, like even Rogue is like, I don't know what you're doing?
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, I do love the sequence in the kitchen where they're kind of shooting the shit or whatever, and he's just like he's kind of being normal. He's kind of like, yeah, like, I mean, I get it that you guys have a relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
But before he returns to the X-Men, they show him in Alkali Lake.
The shot with the wolf?
With the wolf?
That was awesome.
That was so awesome.
That was absolutely awesome.
But then he leaves thinking there's nothing going on there.
Yeah. Oh, looks dead. Okay.
Yeah.
See you later, wolf. The other part too was like, I mean, like, I get it that you got fast healing, but you're not gonna wear a parka. You're gonna wear your flimsy leather jacket unzipped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, no.
That's how the Wolverine rolls.
Not in the comic books.
Not in the comics.
I've seen him in full jackets. Okay, scarves over him. I've seen it all. Because this is the guy that is still. It hurts every time he pops his claws.
I love that line too in the first movie.
Yeah, I just as soon as I said it, I was like, hey, I forgot that.
Yeah,
that's like, does it hurt every time?
Every time.
Every time.
And then it really just makes it click in that, like, every time he pops those, he's in pain.
Yep.
So he's in pain a lot, you know.
Yeah.
But then a reintroduction to the X-Men in this movie is at that museum mall type thing. That's an example. That whole thing. That's
an example of, like, the direction and the cinematography, like, coming together, because, like, when they freeze everything.
Yeah, Professor X is wheeling through everybody.
But the camera's wheeling around everybody. Like, I was like, wow, I forgot. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all to highlight a common thread in these movies now. Hot versus cold, right? Iceman versus Pyro.
Yep.
That was excellent casting, too. Like, normally, when they cast... there's two things that they could have done differently, and they should have, was... He should have been Australian. Allardyce should have been Australian.
Okay, yeah.
But I was okay that he wasn't. But Colossus should have had a Russian accent.
Mm.
I don't care. I mean, at the time, excellent casting.
Yeah, I still think he was good casting.
For a young Colossus, he was taller, jacked. You know, he fit the realistic vibe.
Yep.
Should have had an accent.
Should have had an accent. And I still, like, after seeing him in this movie, and especially in The Last Stand, like, I still think he was a great Colossus. But then after you see the Colossus in Deadpool...
Well, that's just it.
It's just like...
Like, thick Russian accent. Like, they didn't necessarily have to go the super CGI route.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that's the biggest Colossus you'll ever get.
Yeah.
Because in the comic books, he's only, like, 6'7".
Yeah.
6'7". He weighs, like, a bajillion pounds because he's, like, fucking steel. But, you know... that's actually, yeah, but still, the fact that he was Russian and just generally a good dude was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that's why I was like, you can't touch that. Even though I would have made him smaller, you still can't touch that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
then we get the breakup of the team, right?
We reestablish the cast.
Yeah.
But we get introduced to new characters, and they're all great. They're all great. Like, I love immediately with that whole interlude with Pyro, you immediately go, okay, yeah, you're not going to be an X-Men.
No.
You are not going to be an X-Men.
You are a douche. You're going to the Brotherhood.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got some issues that you need to deal with. We get introduced to Stryker.
Yeah, William Stryker, who is the main villain from one of the most popular X-Men storylines
My man,
ever.
Brian Cox.
Yep.
Man, can he play a good guy?
He probably could, but why would you?
Yeah, why would you?
When you're that good of a villain?
Like, just totally short hair, but
Yeah.
he's got that goatee, just total military man. Like, I even love this scene where he's just like, yeah, they're all, like, some of these people got the power to, like, blow up the sun.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're even having this discussion. We should be going in there, shutting this shit down, taking out everybody, and I like the spin on him, because he was a character in the comic books, but he was religious. He was a religious
he was a reverend.
Yeah, he was Reverend William Stryker. So I like that they switched him into just being a mutant-hating military man.
Me too.
And
Me too.
I also liked that they tied him into Wolverine's origin.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Really smart.
Yeah, like really, really
and to
smart.
have Lady Deathstrike with him.
And that was also awesome too. I really enjoyed that they had her with him.
Yeah.
And what I also loved is, like, because you immediately go, if you hate mutants so much, then why the fuck are these mutants working with you? And then, of course, you realize, well, he's got mind control. Like that scene with Magneto, where he comes in and Magneto's literally like, ugh, he comes in with that fucking douchebag security guard. I love that he got killed.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, me too.
Like, normally I'm like, you don't have to kill anybody and I'll be happy, but I was like, yeah, I'm glad you got fucking killed, you piece of shit.
Extra iron in your diet.
Yeah, but I even just love how cocky he is at that point, because now he's just like, oh, nice to see you. He's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's like, how's your day? It's great till I showed up here.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong? You seem to have a higher iron count. What? And then all of a sudden it's just like pouring out of him.
And the blood's just
I was like,
floating into the air. It's like...
And then he just like takes it all out of him.
Yeah.
Creates 3 tiny metal balls.
Yeah.
Destroys it. Creates a platform for himself.
Starts floating.
And just casually floats there. I was like, yes, that's awesome. That was so cool. That whole sequence. I know we got ahead of ourselves, but that
we're hopping everywhere. But
that sequence is...
It's going to happen when there's that much awesome.
Oh, man. But, like, you know what, like, even just the reestablishment of the roles with Cyclops and Wolverine, now it's a little bit more of that kind of a buddy-buddy ball-busting situation.
Yeah.
You know? Because now Scott knows whenever they need him, he'll be there. Wolverine, conversely, knows he and Jean Grey are official, and also they all just want to help. That's all they want to do is just help, which is always great, always uplifting. You know, it doesn't always have to be some tortured past. It's just simply, hey, we're different. We want different people to feel normal. So here's a safe place. Yeah. And also, if any of our type get out of line, we're going to swoop in to save them. Stop them. Save people if we have to. We just want everybody to go, yeah, they're mutants, but they're cool. Yeah. You know, they're just like us. They just do things a little bit differently. There's good ones, there's bad ones, you know. And I also like how they're emphasizing control. You know, like, learn to control your powers, right? Right, so anyway, because of Nightcrawler attempting to kill the president...
Professor X is trying to track him.
He's trying to track him, but also at the same time, this has now escalated things. Yes. The president didn't really want to have any issues with mutants. He was kind of on the fence, but now they're like,
now it's different.
You have to. And that's why Cox comes in and goes, we have to do something. And he's like, fuck, fine, okay? Because a mutant got into the White House. Yeah. One of the most secure buildings. Not only did he get in, he got in easily. Yeah. They had nothing to sort of prevent this, right? And you got Cox, you introduced Lady Deathstrike, which again, I loved. The casting was amazing.
You can say what you want about the Fox X-Men movies, but they've always nailed the casting.
For the most part, the casting has been excellent. Yeah. There's a couple of missteps. I find in the later movies, there's a couple of missteps. Okay. Nothing, like, really bad. Yeah. It's just... Well, there's a few bad ones in Last Stand. There's one in particular that's horrible casting. Yeah,
I know who it is.
I like the actor.
Yeah.
I love the actor.
Yeah.
Just horribly cast in this role. Mm-hmm. And I know why they did it. And I'll tell you why they did it when we get to that point. But anyway, so because of this, now mutant-human tensions are running higher than ever. Yep. Because literally, they just came off, like, a few years ago, about a year ago, I think, maybe, that they saved New York in that summit. And they know it was the X-Men that did it, right? Yeah. So anyway, so now you've got Mystique trying to infiltrate to find Magneto, right? So she locates Magneto. We get a couple of Easter eggs from Mr. Remy LeBeau and Hank McCoy. Mm-hmm. No, Hank McCoy was actually in the first movie too, wasn't he?
No, second movie on the TV screen.
That's right. He was on the TV screen. But it
wasn't the Hank McCoy.
He wasn't even Nicholas Hoult.
No.
He was Hank McCoy.
Some dude up there.
So okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah, they were throwing little Easter eggs to make fans happy, but then when they get to the sequels, they're like, "Oh shit!"
It's almost like Billy D. Williams in Batman.
Yeah.
As Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
And then Tommy Lee Jones
as Harvey
Dent in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to just go, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. You may or may not have been black in a previous movie.
Yeah, he went and hung out with Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
I was a white man.
Smooth criminal.
Smooth criminal.
That's right, he was on the TV screen. I remember that. That's right. So anyway, so she infiltrates. She figures out where Magneto is. Yep. Meets up with the fucking douchebag security guard. Pretends like she's gonna rail him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Knocks him out. spikes him with extra iron, and I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But the second that Magneto went, seemed to have a higher iron count, I went, I don't think anybody in the theater wasn't doing this move. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
You know. So we're bringing everybody up to speed, right? So, it's at that point that Cyclops gets knocked the fuck out. They grab Magneto. They grab Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
Grab Cyclops.
Yeah.
They take off. Like, Stryker and Deathstrike take off, and then Magneto gets boosted. So him and Mystique, they are now trying to track down the X-Men because they want to help out.
Yeah.
And this is after we get one of the coolest sequences in the movie. And it's not even that big sequence, but the whole thing with the Storm and Jean Grey in the church.
Yeah.
Oh, also, the costumes, I like them better in the second movie because they're a bit more streamlined.
Yeah.
Like, Storm in particular, I thought she looked
really great.
She looked really good, but I will say I preferred her hair in the third one.
Yeah. I thought her hair in the third one was great.
It was, like, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But, so I liked that the costumes are a bit more sleeker, but at the same time, still retained that military type look, which I thought was a really cool idea. But that sequence there where they stroll in and you've got him like vamping and he's like speaking German, but he's also leaning into his accent. He's like, get out of here. And you're like, holy shit. And then she's like, Jean Grey goes, he's a teleporter. That's why we couldn't track him. Storm, could you? Zap.
Yeah.
Grabs him. And then it's just like, he says, like, the coolest way ever. My name is Wagner. Kurt Wagner. And you're like, that's fucking awesome!
Yeah.
That is so cool. I didn't know you pronounced Wagner as Wagner. I always said Kurt Wagner.
Yeah.
But now I know.
Now you know.
Wagner.
Wagner.
But I was like, fuck, man, that's awesome. And you know, he actually, like, is wearing, like, gypsy-style clothing that you would, like a guy would, and because he's got Romani heritage. He and Dick Grayson are both of Romani heritage. Gypsies. Yeah. For the uneducated, gypsies. But that whole thing was just like a small little sequence that I just thought was so fucking bitching. I was like, man, that's really cool. And of course they have this, when they're going back and they this dovetails with the sequence which is the best sequence in the whole movie. The best sequence is when Stryker his team lays siege on the mansion. Yeah. It's amazing because
was an amazing scene.
We got to see Wolverine fucking fight like Wolverine. And he's doing things that, like, you would think, okay, it'll probably just be this action
full
thing.
on Berserker mode.
Hold on, I'm not even talking about Berserker. I'm talking about the little things. Like, at one point, they had him, like, stealth killing these guys.
Yeah.
Before the rest of them even knew that he was, like, fighting, or anyone was fighting back. He's stealth killing them, which I was like, I don't care that he's killing you. This is awesome. Yeah. You know? Or even that one sequence where, like, he's at the edge, then he just slides down, fucking stabs his foot, then stabs him. I was like, this is so fucking cool. And you've got, immediately you got Colossus trying to get all the students out, like everyone that can't help out to go, and then he goes like, I can fight, he goes, or no, he's like, I can help.
I can help you, help them.
And it's just like, fuck, man, this is so awesome. And then you get that Berserker rage, because like, Bobby, Pyro, and Rogue,
they're all about to get hit.
They're all about to get hit right at that main entranceway.
And then
she's like, rah, jumps down. He's like, boom, right, like full on, like straight out of the comic books. Boom,
running towards all the guards, just
rah. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I remember just looking at you in the theater, being like, holy shit, like fuck. Oh. I watched this again the other night and I got to that scene and I still was like, yeah, this is so great. Yeah. And I've seen that scene 1,000,000 times. I'm going to see it 1,000,000 more times because remember what I said last time, if I'm on my deathbed, I want to know how long I got?
Yeah.
This is on the list.
This is on the list.
This is on the list of movies that I have to watch before I die. Doc, give me a definitive time frame. Yeah. Give me a rough estimate here. This fucking Christ. Can you imagine that, eh? Like, sorry, I can't see you. I gotta watch X-Men 2. Yeah. But Dad, like, literally, I don't know how much longer you have. I got about 2 hours. So You want to say your goodbye? Say it now, because I gotta watch this fucking movie.
Or just sit down and watch X2 with me.
Yeah, you want to hold my hand if that helps. But anyway, but that whole thing was awesome. But then I immediately love where they're about to go, and then Stryker shows up and he goes, "Hey, Logan." Full name's in Logan. You're like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Wait, what?" And that's where you get the tie-in, and now you're just like, "Holy shit, this is so crazy!" And they have to go back, like they're gone, like Pyro, Iceman, and Rogue. They're like, because he's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
But she's like, "No, we gotta go back. They're gonna kill him." They go back, and then they have the ice wall, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
Put their hands against the wall.
I know. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" Like, they never did. Like, I'm glad they didn't tie him into the comic books, but I'm super glad they tied him into the movies. Like, making Stryker being the guy.
Yeah.
You know, and the only thing that I would have liked, and this is just a retrospect thing, is in the flashbacks, if they would have showed Stryker as what's his name, Danny
Huston,
Danny Hudson.
or Houston,
Houston, yeah. If they showed him as Danny Houston, like, I would have been like, that is some genius foresight, guys. or if you're gonna re-release it, could you just edit one scene with him in, and then have Wolverine go, "Now I remember who you are. You just look so different."
You aged horribly.
Last time I saw you, you looked like Danny Houston, but now you look like Brian Cox. Like, what the fuck happened here?
Hasn't been that long.
It's so weird, because I look the same in every movie. But not you. That was my one thought when I was watching that part. I was like, that would just be too funny. But that's one thing I really like, too, when they're talking about, and they show more of the flashbacks, but they show him submerged in the water.
Yeah, they're showing a
lines
lot
drawn
more.
on him. Like, this is straight out of the comic books, and I was just like, holy fuck, like, this is... Like, that's that Weapon X, like, Marvel Comics presents Weapon X, and it was drawn by Bart Sears.
No, Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah, sorry, yes, Barry Windsor Smith. That's the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And I remember those, like, covers when he had the fucking...
Huge hair.
Brainwashing piece of machinery on his face, but his hair was, like, out to here.
That's one of the huge highlights from Apocalypse, is that Hugh Jackman cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Which
that
we'll
was
touch
great.
on later.
That was great. But,
not on this episode.
But yeah, so, like, that sequence is just, all those flashbacks are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, after that happens, and Bobby takes him back to his place.
Yeah.
Because they go, well, Storm and Jean Grey are in Boston.
They're in Boston.
And he goes, well,
my family
lives in Boston, so we'll just go there.
Yep.
And that whole sequence in that house is great because, like, they paint it up like he's coming out to his parents like he's gay.
Yeah.
They're literally like when he freezes the cup, like, look, Bobby, show him what you can do. And she's just literally like, I don't ever want that near me again.
Mm-hmm.
And the brother is just like, calls the cops on them. That sequence was cool too.
That was a great sequence.
Shoots him point blank. Just, oh no, he's like, sir, put down the knives. And he's like, I can't. I was like,
and then Susie pops it back and gets shot in the head.
Yeah, just like, out cold. I was like, holy shit. You know, and then you got Pyro cutting loose, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh yeah, and then Magneto shows up.
No. Jean
and Storm shows up, and then that's right, because now he's
you get that awesome introduction between Wolverine and Nightcrawler on the Blackbird. It's like, what's he say? Who's the,
I think he calls him, who's the elf?
Who's the elf?
I think he says, who's the elf? I hope if I remember...
Kurt Wagner!
I'm Kurt Wagner, and the circuses of Munich, I was known as the Incredible Nightcrawler.
And he's like,
okay.
Yeah. Oh, does he cut him off?
Yeah,
He's just like, shut it, or...
Yeah, or I don't care, or something. He
Yeah,
says something
yeah,
really,
cuts
like,
him
real
off.
quick.
And then Nightcrawler's just like...
He's like, ah! Oh.
Yeah, it's so...
I'll pray for you.
So yeah, now they're in the ship. They're getting chased by those jets, right? They're shooting missiles.
That's right.
And you get that awesome tornado scene with Storm.
Oh, yeah, she cuts loose of the tornadoes.
Yeah.
Then the ship gets broken apart.
And Jean Grey, too, she blows up the one missile.
Yeah. Blows up the one missile.
And her eyes are going like Phoenix style.
That I loved. I loved that they started teasing that part. And then
because immediately at the end of the first one, you knew it affected Jean Grey in some way. Because you just like that look on her face, just like, what's
Yeah.
just happened. So
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you get to see that more in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right, and then they touch down. They're in the bushes.
Well, they're crashing.
No, that's right. They're
And
crashing.
Magneto
That's
saves
right.
them.
Magneto saves them. That's right. That's right. And that was awesome too.
Yeah.
That was super awesome. I don't like this one thing, and it always bugs me, is that like they purposely have Wolverine's hair just almost always has like one or two strands just kind of coming down. This is where it got a little bit too stylized, where I was kind of like, this is a guy that's literally like, he gets up and he goes, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
He's not like,
Yeah.
and we'll just do this one.
You don't actually show that on any of these pictures.
No, but in the movie, it's almost
he's always got the little
just one. I was like, okay. But anyway, that was just a minor gripe.
Yeah,
like I understood why.
little gripes,
They got better with making the hair look more like it. So I was like, okay, I can let that slide.
Yeah.
But now you've got that whole like Magneto and like, hey man, it's Alkali Lake.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, nah, I went there. It's graveyard. Did you go underneath?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I saw a wolf. That's.
We shared a moment.
He looked at me. I looked at him, and then we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
So.
I forgot why I was here.
Did you have that moment with a wolf? Shit. Should have went underneath.
Yeah.
And they join up together. But they also had that line where, because like Scott's out of the picture, and Wolverine's really pushing, like, kind of douchey about his, like, I'm gonna fucking steal you from Scott. And then she goes, I love this line. She goes, look, you're the guy.
Yeah.
Like, you're the guy that we date. Like, girls date guys like you. Scott's the guy that girls like me marry.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect way to do it. And he just kind of goes, okay.
But now he keeps trying on it a little.
Of course he does.
Like, and she goes, don't make me do this slogan. And then she walks away.
That's right. It wasn't until
Mystique's watching this.
Yeah, it's not while Last Stand where he accepts it. That's right. He accepts it at the beginning of Last Stand. The part with Mystique where she's just like, look, I can literally be whoever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want her? Okay, great. What else? What else do you want?
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck off.
So, yeah, they got the tent thing, and now they're going to hit the compound.
Now they're hitting the compound, because now they got kids to save.
Yeah.
They got Scott to rescue. They got Professor X. And we find out that the end game all along was Cerebro to work with Stryker's mutant son, Jason, who is a very powerful mutant. Almost like more powerful than Xavier in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole purpose is to have Jason use Professor X to use Cerebro to not track all the mutants, kill them all. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, stakes in X-Men 1, high. Over the moon. Like, now every single mutant is gonna die. Like, that's crazy. And you're kind of thinking to yourself, like, okay, but why is Magneto helping out? You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, well, I mean, Stryker's an enemy, and he's definitely got an axe to grind against Stryker for all the shit that he had to deal with. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Magneto, you tried to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You tried to turn them into mutants, knowing exactly what happened with Senator. He knew the Senator didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't give a fuck. He was just sending a message. And that's the thing. He was just, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're a human, I don't give a shit. Right? So, like, they finally, it just blew my mind. The immediacy. So, like, you have, again, Mystique, pretend to be Wolverine.
Yep.
That was awesome. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, it just seems weird that he'd be running out like that. And then I was like, yeah. But the stuff with Nightcrawler, too, like, even when they had him say, like, I can't teleport if I don't see where I'm going.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fucking perfect. That makes perfect sense, because, yeah, why wouldn't you, like, would you end up in a building? In the wall, right? And I thought that was really cool. So when he finally, like, when he sees them, he starts bamping them out, I was like, that's awesome.
There was a fuck up during that scene, though, that I noticed for the first time with my last viewing.
Really?
Yeah. Storm and him are at the top, right? And the kids are down below. And it shows the kids. And the first shot of the kids that they show, in the shadow in the background, you can see Kurt already standing there.
Oh, no!
And then they go back up, and he flashes down, and then he walks out of the shadow where you could see his silhouette in the shadow.
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
and I was like,
oh, shit.
How did they not catch that? So this time when I watched it, I was like, wait, what? Then I rewound it. I was like,
oh, speaking of which, so I kind of like how this is kind of making the rounds because it kind of ties in.
Yeah.
This is making the rounds the last couple of days. So I'm watching Far From Home for the first time in the theater. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So in Italy, I immediately caught a glimpse of Gyllenhaal in the hat.
Yeah.
I caught that glimpse and I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. And apparently, I guess, not a lot of people saw that.
And someone else did.
But then someone like in the media did, and they're just like, this is, he was already scouting him. And I was like, well, yeah, did you watch the movie?
I never noticed that.
That's crazy. You didn't notice that.
I didn't notice him in the hat because I was paying attention to the interaction with Peter. And
I
everything.
just happened to catch it too. Like,
yeah.
I was like,
because it's quick.
It is. It's literally
it's
like you blink and you
so
miss
I watched it a second time a couple days ago because my dad wanted to watch it. Went with him, and now I saw it because I already.
Because you knew where it was coming, right?
Yeah, but it's like it's a flash.
It is definitely blink and you miss it.
And it's like,
or like if you're looking here, you missed it.
Yeah.
I just caught it. I was like, but I didn't see anything because I was like, that's probably just part of the movie.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, like, media after media is like, did you see this? I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, so
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of which, how'd your dad like the movie?
He loved it. He loved it, but he was so confused. He kept it the whole time. He was like, "Oh, what's stop?" I'm like, "That's way too loud in the theater."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
he's like, "Oh, he's not bad, is he? He's not a bad guy, is he?" He's bad. He's like, "Oh, he's bad. Well, but he could fly." I'm like, "No, just hold on a minute. He's going to explain everything."
Okay.
What about that? I'm just hold on. He's going to explain it in a second.
Okay.
So like he's.
Well, that's kind of shitty.
He's very just jumping at because he knew I saw it already, right? If it was my first time seeing it, he would have been quiet.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, but since I
he's
know,
trying to like rush it, and you're just like, breathe, buddy.
Just
breathe.
hang on a sec, Dad. It's about that. He really enjoyed it though. He thought Mysterio was awesome. His favorite part was J. Jonah Jameson.
Well,
spoilers for Far From Home if you haven't seen it, but yeah.
If you haven't seen it, what are you watching this for? You should be watching Spider-Man: Far From Home. It is one of the best Spider-Man movies you'll see. It is also one of the best Spider-Man movies you'll see this year. It's not the best, though. Not the best.
I will also link our Far From Home Camcast in this area.
Wow. That's a timestamp if I ever heard one.
For the YouTubers.
For the
SoundClouders and the Apple podcasters.
You'll just have to watch previous
episodes.
episodes.
iTunes isn't a thing anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Apple Podcasts.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For you guys.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Now I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'll forget it too. iTunes is so much easier to say.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But
oh well.
So yeah, no, he enjoyed that.
So, so Stryker gets sent packing.
Yep.
Wolverine chases after him. So what does Magneto do? Magneto reveals his real master plan.
Why he's really there.
The only reason why he was there, it had nothing to do with the X-Men and kind of had something to do with Stryker. It was one of those like, I'll kill him.
Yeah.
But right now, we gotta use Professor X. We gotta use Jason to use Professor X to use Cerebro to kill all the humans.
Mm-hmm.
And
so Mysterio turns into Stryker.
Magneto turns into... You said Mysterio.
Did I say Mysterio?
Mystique. Yeah. Mystique turns into Stryker.
Mystique turns into...
And to use Jason. And again, so already I was like, holy fuck. Kill all the mutants. That's crazy. Then I was like, kill all the humans. Holy shit.
And he goes, sorry, Charles.
Yeah. I was like...
Nothing personal. I'm just going to make him murder everyone.
It's absolutely nothing personal. You know how it is. You know how I am, right?
Yes.
It's been like that for years.
We're brothers. You know how it is.
Yes. Anyway, kill all the humans.
Yeah.
Kill them all. Every single fucking one of them.
Feature for chest next weekend. Okay, take care.
I also, like, I kind of enjoy that sequence with Stryker, too, where, like, he's, like, begging Wolverine to kill him. He's like, this is what you are. Like, you'll never be one of them. You're a fucking monster. And I like it because I'm like, hey, man, that's almost the same lines you had in fucking Bourne Identity. Or no, the Bourne Supremacy. You know? This is This is who you are. What do you think you can do? Have a normal life? You're a killer. I was like, Jesus Christ. You're typecast as a shady CIA operative, but you do a good job.
Yeah, you're very good.
Probably also a really good Hannibal Lecter with a K, but I never watched that movie.
I haven't watched it either. I should.
I should too. You know why I haven't watched it?
It's just because it's Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal to me, and I just feel like it'd be weird.
That's one of the reasons why. Also, because it's a Red Dragon movie.
Yeah.
And I've now seen 2 sequences of Red Dragon. I've seen the official movie Red Dragon.
Yes.
But I've also watched
Hannibal.
one of the greatest TV shows ever.
Hannibal.
Have you watched it yet?
I haven't watched Hannibal yet.
You know what you should do, Kenneth? You should watch Hannibal. Why? Because it's awesome.
Does it have an ending, though, or did they cancel before an ending happened?
Oh, it's got an ending.
It's got an ending?
Oh, it's got an ending.
Because they did cancel it, and I was just like, for fuck's sakes, I hate cliffhangers.
It's got an ending.
Okay, good.
So just fucking watch.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
No, I've been wanting to watch it after seeing Bates Motel and seeing how amazing that was. I was like, okay, now I gotta watch Hannibal.
Shell and I watched Hannibal first.
Yeah.
Bates was awesome. Bates Motel was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Hannibal is better, though.
Is it? Okay.
Hannibal's better. Hey,
it's on my...
you
It's
got
on
that
my...
crazy Mads Mikkelsen.
Mans Mikkelsen.
You also got the other guy that I couldn't tell you what his name is,
Oh, that guy.
but he
I like that guy.
plays Edward Norton's character.
Right.
Which, apparently I can only tell you who Mads Mikkelsen is.
Yeah.
Because he's Hannibal.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you anything else. Oh, Lawrence Fishburne is in it too.
Oh, that's right.
What character is he? He's another character in the world of Hannibal. Anyway, back to X-Men 2, because we're pretty much at the climax of that movie. So, Stryker is basically saying, like, yeah, you're just fucking kill me. He doesn't, wraps him up.
Mm-hmm.
But who does kill him? Magneto.
Magneto.
Magneto kills him, and that was great too.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I like it because Magneto isn't running away from the X-Men. He's strolling away. He and Pyro and Mystique, they're like just do. Oh, hey, Stryker, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I like that, how Pyro ended up joining them.
It made perfect sense.
Yeah.
It made perfect sense.
It was
because, like, Magneto is acknowledging his power. Like, he's saying, hey, you're a powerful mutant. Like, on the X-Wing.
Mm-hmm.
Or, no, Blackbird. On the Blackbird, he's like, you're a powerful mutant. And Pyro is like, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I am such a powerful mutant. Tell me.
Feed my ego, Magneto.
He said he likens the power of fire to being a god.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, you hit that one on the head. Because he immediately went, you're right.
I'm a god.
I am a god.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you, Bobby Drake.
Yeah.
God. Woo! So the climax of the film, you have the X-Men working together to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Mutants, humans, everybody. You have Wolverine get a piece of his humanity back by not killing Stryker.
Yes.
Okay?
But before that, you had an awesome Wolverine Deathstrike fight.
Absolutely awesome. I forgot all about that. That's right.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
That was a great fight in the lab where all this shit happened to him.
The lab where, I guess, both of them were created.
Probably her, too.
It would have had to have been her.
She would have been weapon probably after him, I guess.
Would have to be like weapon 15?
Something.
We'll just guess.
Yeah.
15.
It's a good number.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So yeah, no, awesome fight. They're just, she's got the quick healing too, so they're slicing each other apart and they're just healing up, and it's just.
And
it's
like again,
nuts.
same thing. Like you've got the well, first her claws are cool.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I actually like. I loved two things that I loved about Deathstrike was that she was still Asian.
Yep.
You know, they always talk about whitewashing, but they never give credit when they should.
Yeah.
So they kept her Asian, and they kept the claws right out of her fingers, which was bitchin'.
Yeah.
And even though they completely revamped her costume, because she looks crazy, outlandish in the comic books.
Oh yeah, isn't she like more cybernetic too?
Yeah, because she ends up becoming part of the Reavers.
Right.
So, from Logan, the Reavers, she actually, so she's, her thing was, because Wolverine's adamantium, her father created the process for adamantium.
Mm-hmm.
So she if I remember correctly, she was after Wolverine because she thought that he stole the adamantium from her father or something to that effect, so she was going to kill him. And she had the Reavers with them. I think they were... No, the Reavers are former Hellfire guys. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so when the Hellfire are introduced in the 80s, like during that John Byrne Claremont run, and Wolverine is actually sent to the bottom of the compound. Like, I can't remember which guy did it. It wasn't Mastermind or Sebastian Shaw, but I can't remember who it was. But anyway, so he's literally like, his gravity gets increased, so he goes through all these floors. I actually read the run. It's fucking amazing. And so now you have Wolverine at the bottom fighting his way back up to save the rest of the X-Men, because this is during the Dark Phoenix run where Mastermind has got into Jean Grey's head, so she thinks she's actually helping, and it's all just to break her down so that they can control the Phoenix.
Okay.
And you've got like floor to floor with classic John Byrne art, brown and tan suit, just gutting Hellions. That's what they were called, Hellions. And so the Reavers are the guys that Wolverine didn't kill. They're just like missing arms and stuff.
Okay.
So the cybernetics is to make up for what he took from them. So they want to kill him, and they join up with her because she ends up getting similar prosthetics to do the same thing, to kill him because, so actually, if you get a chance, try and track down that run, because, even just that issue, because that issue is fucking intense. So badass.
I remember the cover of that, too.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like...
just like Wolverine going nuts on the cover,
like,
right?
he's like this, he's like, ah! And he's like, they show him in the sewer, because that's how far down they sent him.
Yeah.
Oh. But anyway, so, that fight scene was incredible.
And the way he beat her, grabs the adamantium pump, I guess we'll say.
Yeah.
Just, like, shoves it into her chest. And just fills her, and then just starts leaking out of her eyes and nose and mouth.
And then she's like a statue of adamantium.
Yeah. And you can see on his face, like, he doesn't want to do this.
No.
Because she's basically his sister in a way.
She's just like him.
Yeah. And then she sinks to the bottom.
You know what I really like, though? I like, though, that they've established that Wolverine is a fucking ass kicker. But you get a clear sense that he could lose this fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, because she's like, just pincushioning him.
Oh. Yeah.
And she's doing all those crazy, like, acrobatics, like she did with Cyclops, where she had her legs up and just boot fucking him and everything, and you're like, he could actually lose this. So when he does just grasp at straws type of thing, just like, boom, and you're right, like, he's just like, fuck, what a way to go, but...
Yeah.
It's you or me. So yeah, you're right. And then when she falls in, it's just like, tink.
Yeah.
Tink.
And you can't help but laugh.
Yeah, it's just those random little bits of just like, oh, Jesus Christ. You know?
But then we cut back to outside.
Yep. Yeah.
Stryker is tied up. Wolverine has that little moment with him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah.
And then Magneto does. And it's cool because it's like just the chain. Boom. There it is. Fuck you.
Yeah. And then, the dam breaks.
Dam breaks, and then
Blackbird's not taking off quick enough.
Jean Grey stops it, and then the flames start hitting.
Oh, that scene, and she's holding the waves back.
She's holding it. She's raising
like,
up the Blackbird.
Wolverine's going to Nightcrawler, get out there! She won't let me.
Yeah, she won't let me.
She's holding Nightcrawler in there.
You know, and like this is a level of power that none of them have ever seen from her.
Yeah.
And then she sends them off. Water goes.
Yeah.
Get that brief bit of flame.
And out.
And then that's it. No, the flame happened after.
It's not a flame. Well,
no,
it's more like a shadow on the lake.
That's right.
That's how they kind of end it.
That's
like, they're showing the lake, and then you just see like the phoenix.
That's right. The classic symbol for phoenix, just kind of, and you're like, oh, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But that, like, everything up to that point has already been incredibly epic. But then to have her literally just like, and normally, like, in some cases when they do hand gestures for mental stuff, I know why they're doing it, because it's for people that don't understand, like, that aren't comic book fans, but I'm always just kind of like, if you're that good, you really need to be like, there's the water, you know what I mean? Like, these hand gestures. But for something like that, I was like, no, I get it, because she's like, here, and I love that he's like, she won't let me. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Like, Yeah,
and she's
powerful. Gone. And then that touching, like heartbreaking Cyclops Wolverine.
I know.
Blackbird and Jay.
Yeah.
And then Logan's holding him back.
Yeah.
She's gone. Yeah. And then Cyclops finally just
gives her, and I was like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
Like, what a way to end that movie. Like, seriously.
And it's not even over.
Of course not.
Because now we cut to the president about to make this big speech, and then
Bam.
Yeah, the lightning in the background, like everything goes dark and no one in the room is moving, and he's just like, what? And then the X-Men are just standing there.
Yeah.
You get that amazing speech from,
Xavier does it. He does the whole thing, and then he goes like...
And then Logan's, we'll be watching.
Yeah, we'll be there for you, or something like that. No, we'll be watching.
We'll be watching you.
Yeah, we'll be watching you.
Yeah.
And I was like, ho, fuck. Oh, man.
Epic.
Oh.
Epic movie.
Oh.
The only parts in the whole movie, like, this is still a 5 out of 5 masterpiece for me.
Oh, yeah.
But to this day, I've seen it so many times, but even just like the very first time I watched it in the theater, the Jason stuff with Professor X, I didn't care about it all that much. And they showed a lot during that sequence.
I didn't mind it because I thought it was kind of interesting in how Jason was able to wear down Professor X.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really neat. Like, at the beginning, I thought it was, like, when he's like, Jason, stop, right? And, like, he kept kind of fighting it. But the one part that I will admit kind of got me was he's like, Jason, stop. Like, he knows immediately. Then all of a sudden, switches to a little girl. And they're playing, like, a hide-and-seek or follow me type of thing. And I was like, but you just acknowledged that it was him. Mm-hmm. So how do you immediately forget? You know what I mean? Like, it'd be something if you changed the scenario around, right? Almost like Inception, where all of a sudden they're in a different sequence. Then it's like, oh, wait, where am I? And then you have the girl fall. Then you can kind of go, oh, okay, but it's the same scene. Like, the same sequence, where it's just like, oh, yeah, you caught me. Now I'm a little girl.
Yeah.
Fooled you, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's all different now.
Yeah, totally not Jason.
Nope.
Just a little girl.
Yeah.
Come with me. Find them.
Let's go murder people.
Find them. Kill them all.
Yeah.
What? What, little girl? Seems like a weird thing to say. Jason, is this you? No, doesn't do it. Doesn't do that. No.
But nevertheless, so good. So good. When we got X2 in 2003 and then 2004 we got Spidey 2, I was just like, these are the two best superhero movies I think I've ever watched.
Yeah. And then, what was Batman Begins? 2005?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, because Dark Knight was 2008.
Yeah. That's
right. So 2005. So we had like, bam, bam, bam.
Bam. 3
hits, like fucking back to back.
Yep.
These are incredible.
Yeah, and then kind of took a little break for a while.
That's right. But still.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was, we weren't at a point where you had to have 4 to 5 superhero movies a year.
Yeah.
And 4 of those movies were Marvel movies. The other 5, the 5th one was a Fox X-Men movie.
This was actually the second sequel that blew the first one away.
Yeah.
Because the year before this was Blade 2.
That's right. And
Blade 2.
Blade 2 was awesome. Blade 2 was so great. I can't wait to do a Blade Camcast. I really can't.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait. I want to do it so badly.
Yeah.
Because those are all 3 of those movies.
Such
are great.
a quotable movie, like all 3 of them.
All 3 of those movies are great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the third is the weakest of the bunch.
And that's the thing with all these movies, right? Is that the third is always the weakest in the bunch. Spider-Man,
weakest
in the bunch.
Yeah, like it is the weakest of the bunch, but it's not like I'll say it. It's not like Last Stand. Because like the only reason why I felt like it was the weakest was was it rated R?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
they're all restricted.
I feel like it was just a shorter movie for one.
But it kind of felt like Blade was almost like a side character in his own
That
movie.
was the other thing.
Because they're introducing the Night Stalkers and all this other stuff.
I feel like if it was a little bit longer, then you could have had your cake and eat it too, because you could still have the character arc for Blade.
Yeah.
And then also, you can introduce the Night Stalkers, which was awesome. Like, I really wish they'd pick up on that.
I mean, I really wanted a spin-off. Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel.
Oh, man.
So good.
Fuck. It was so great.
Oh, man. I can't wait to dive into
the other part, too, the other part is Dracula.
Yeah.
Or Drake, sorry.
Drake.
Because you couldn't
Well,
say...
yeah. No, they called him Dracula.
They did,
They
but
called
then
him
afterwards
Dracula,
they called him
But
Drake.
then everybody's going by Drake, because it's
Like, immediately.
New
like,
World hip talk, right?
Now, having said that, when the final form Dracula, that looked awesome. That was fucking incredible.
Yeah, I can't wait to revisit those.
But so I feel like if they would have had a longer movie, you could also establish Dracula more.
Yep.
Instead of making him more or less like a one-note bad guy.
Yeah.
Because it was like everybody else. Everyone else, he was always just like, no, we'll just take over the world. That's what we're gonna do. Mm-hmm. We're gonna take over the world.
But it was kind of awesome though that for Blade's final movie they have him fight Dracula. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely
who's
awesome.
the ultimate vampire of Dracula?
Yeah. So why wouldn't you get the
Do
ultimate vampire hunter?
Yeah.
It's a perfect bookend. It's just could have stretched it a little bit because I think it is the shortest of the three movies.
I think so too.
I think the second is the longest.
Now I have to look.
Yeah, I think the second is the longest.
It would be. Del Toro movies are always long. First movie's 2 hours. Del Toro, Blade 2. Fuck, Blade Trinity is the longest.
Oh, really?
Blade 2 is 1 hour 57 minutes. Blade Trinity is 2 hours 2.
Okay, all right, interesting.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
It's a great fucking line.
It's like, what? I love it. I don't know what the fuck it means, but I love it so much.
It is such a great line. It is so great. But yeah, again, what? What the fuck?
What did you just say, Blade?
Are you serious? And he said that in the first movie, didn't he?
I think it was the first one, yeah.
I think because it's at the end where it's right before he fights.
It's gotta be the first one.
It's right before he fights Deacon Frost, like super powered up Deacon Frost. And
it was that because Del Toro wrote the second one, and that's not a line that Del Toro would put in a Blade movie.
Motherfuckers trying to ice skate uphill.
Oh, all right.
What skating rink are you in that there's fucking hills, you weirdo? Also, you spent your life training to fight vampires. You actually found time to skate? You were born a fucking vampire. You weren't skating worse shit.